it smells of rich mahogany.
I'm
Yeah,
going to put this right out there. If you like it, take it.
Well, everybody, we're on the air and we are recording.
No.
And we're doing sports. Now, before we get to the serious aspects of sports, I want to give you some wonderful quotes from sports time, and we start with Bum Phillips.
Who?
Bum Phillips, who was the head coach of the Houston Oilers.
You got me. Is this Joker Phillips' dad?
Yeah, it is, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yeah, the head coach of Dallas. This is his dad.
No, the head coach. Joker Phillips is the head coach at University.
Oh no! Well, this Bum Phillips' son is the head coach of Dallas.
Really?
Wade Phillips.
Sure.
The head coach here.
But
Bum Phillips was his father. Well, his quote was he was asked, why does he take his wife on all the road trips? And he said, because she's too ugly to kiss goodbye.
Oh my God!
This is what he said.
This is what he said. She's too ugly to kiss goodbye. Joe Theismann, another great intellect. Joe Theismann once said, and at least he knows himself, he said, no one in football should be called a genius. A genius is a guy like Norman Einstein. He met Albert Einstein. He called him Norman Einstein. Awesome. I guess Norman seemed Jewish enough for him or something.
That either proves he's right or he has a great sense of humor.
That's right.
I think he has a great sense of humor.
I think so too, because actually Joe Theismann's a pretty sharp guy.
Yeah,
a senior basketball player at the University of Pittsburgh was heard saying, I'm going to graduate on time no matter how long it takes. This is college basketball for you. It reminds me when Washburn was offered a scholarship to play for Jim Valvano at NC State, and he had a 450 total battery on his SAT. 450.
Don't you get like 400?
You get 200 for writing your name on the mat, and 200 for writing your name. And then you should get 200 for just doing that. He had 450 as total battery and was given a scholarship to play at NC State. Okay. Coach Peterson at Florida State, one of the coaches at Florida State, told his players, you guys pair up in groups of 3 and then line up in a circle.
Well, if the coaching's that bad.
Yeah, well, maybe there's a... Okay, on becoming academically ineligible, Ray Forsythe, a recruit at Clemson University, said, these tests don't seem to make sense to me. Measuring your brain on stuff I haven't been through in school. He couldn't pass. He couldn't pass the test. Shaquille O'Neal, a gift that keeps giving. Wonderful guy, I think. By the way, I think Shaquille O'Neal is probably a wonderful human being.
Hell of a nice guy.
But he was on a trip.
A massive intellect.
No, he was on a trip to Greece, and he was asked, "What did you think of the Parthenon?" He says, "I can't remember every club I've been to." And then he was so a reporter pointed out to Shaq, you realize you've never won a championship. How come you don't have any championships? And Shaquille O'Neal said, "Are you kidding? I've won at every level except for college and pro." Trainer Lou Duva, who was the trainer for heavyweight Andrew Golota, said he on the strict regimen of his guy, said he gets up every morning at 6 no matter what time it is. Tommy Lasorda on Fernando Valenzuela. This is back, I think, in '82.
I love Tommy Lasorda.
I love Tommy Lasorda, too. I just love Tommy Lasorda. But I think this was around 1982 when Fernando Valenzuela was this huge phenom in baseball, and his contract was up, and they asked Tommy Lasorda, what were the terms of his contract? And Tommy Lasorda said he wants Texas back.
Nice.
Steve Spurrier is famous for taking cracks at oppositions. He's famous for this.
Yeah.
Well, there was a fire at the dorms at Auburn University, and Steve Spurrier said, yeah, 20 books were destroyed, and 15 of them haven't even been colored in yet. Yeah, he said that. Frank Layden, the owner of the Utah Jazz, asked one of his players, son, are you ignorant or just apathetic? And the player said, I don't know, and I don't care.
That's like saying yes. Are you ignorant or apathetic? Yes.
Jim Fink, who was general manager of the New Orleans Saints, was asked about the refereeing, a really bad refereeing in a game, and he said, I ain't allowed to comment on lousy officiating. Oh, who was it?
That's great.
Oh, it was one of the NBA basketball teams, like 7-27. They asked the head basketball coach why he thought the team was so terrible. He says, "We can't win on the road, we can't win at home, and I can't figure out some other place to play." All right, so
speaking of bad officiating, we're going to cover SEC football, aren't we?
We will cover SEC
okay,
football
I just wanted to make sure.
in a while. With the little time we got left, let's just go and take care of our the nuts and bolts things and go over the Major League Baseball standings.
Sure.
American League East, New York still up on Tampa Bay, but only by 2.5 games, still staying a tight race.
Sure.
The Chicago White Sox only a half game up on Minnesota now.
Turning into a hell of a race.
That's a hell of a race. Detroit faded. Forget it. Detroit's out. August is the month that separates the teams out.
Yeah.
September determines the winner of those races. Detroit is gone. They're faded up. Texas is still, there's no one seriously contending against Texas.
The Mariners traded
American League
Justin
West.
Smoke again. They traded Justin Smoke to the
where?
Phillies, and he's now playing for the AAA Tacoma
right?
branch of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Oh, Jim Edmonds said on his one of his text message was intercepted from his phone, saying that he's been traded to the Cincinnati Reds. So Jim Edmonds may be winding up playing for the Cincinnati Reds, and that is going to be a dog race. I mean, that's going to be a heck of a race in the National League Central.
Yeah.
In the National League East, Atlanta is staying 2 games up on Phillies. Atlanta keeps winning, the Phillies keep winning.
Yep.
This is an amazing race to watch. This is going to be a very, very good one. Atlanta has great pitching.
They really do.
Terrific young talent. Cincinnati is 2 games up on St. Louis. Open up a little bit of a lead, but 2 games, you can make that up. You can lose that in a single series.
Right.
National League West, San Diego's 2 games up in San Francisco. And a very interesting thing happened the other day. Derek Jeter hit his 2,874th hit, which means that he tied now with Babe Ruth for the most hits ever as a New York Yankee.
Oh, nice.
Not nice? And I always thought Derek Jeter was a class act kind of guy. You never hear about Derek Jeter doing stupid things like running around with Madonna or something like that.
No,
you never hear that kind of stuff like Derek Jeter.
Girlfriends.
Well, he's got a lot of
yeah,
girlfriends,
but it's never
but
anything.
he's never been married.
Right. None of them have ever been married. And
He's never been married.
He's his wild oats, and that's his business.
the time I'm sure will come for him, but but he doesn't. He's playing everything up and above board. You got to admire that about it. Has anybody seen Tim Tebow's haircut?
Yes, the monk
Have you seen
haircut.
it?
Oh,
They
great.
actually gave him a monk's haircut.
Yes.
Which team is he playing for?
Denver Broncos.
The Denver Broncos.
Do you
Well,
know
their
why they
tradition
did it?
is the veterans get to cut the hair of the rookies, and so they took Tim Tebow, who was famous for being a devout Christian, and they actually just buzzed the top of his head here and left a ring of hair in his head. And he took it. I'll say this for Tim Tebow. He took it in good sport. He was a good sport about it. He laughed about it, and he said, "This is the tradition here." And he didn't come on here like I'm the big name and everything else.
Right.
You can't touch me, deal with me. No. He thought he was in favor of that. He loved it because he said it's great for building team morale. And he's right. Guys like him are great for team morale. Guys like T.O. are complete assholes.
Which is why they lost.
Did you hear what T.O. just said?
No, what did he say?
They're furious at him in Cincinnati.
Already?
Yes, Terrell Owens said, asking about the fact that he wasn't with Dallas and now you're with Cincinnati, he said, well, you got to take the bitter with the sweet. In other words, playing with Dallas would be sweet. I'm here playing for Cincinnati. This is bitter for me.
Yeah.
Cincinnati just signed me for a 1-year contract, and I'm bitter about it. The people in Cincinnati are absolutely up in arms. They hate this guy already.
He should be benched.
I mean, talk about a poison.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm playing for Cincinnati. God, that sucks, doesn't it, huh?
He's friends with Ocho Cinco. That's why he's
with Ocho Cinco, you could probably take Ocho Cinco with him.
Yeah,
all right, we're going to be right back with SEC coverage, all right?
Yeah.
And everything else we got on NCAA college football. We'll be right back with Colbertradio.com.